welcome everybody. Jay is
analyzing our dirty closet. Here we are back in the dirty closet, right where we belong.
Tina just landed.
Oh, Tina, yay!
Oh, I'm glad that you had safe travels, and I want to hear all about your adventure.
I can't wait to hear, but I have to tell you guys something. So,
hey, Haley,
I just noticed. Look how dusty.
This is when you know that you.
This is when you know. Look, there's even like a little fuzz, like cat hair thing here. Like, and what are these pants? Like, what? We need to go through this closet. We need to clean out the junk, especially the stuff that has so much
dust on it. That's not the topic of the day, though. I'm going to need you to focus.
You're just trying to get me off point, so I don't.
No, let's schedule a day. Let's schedule a day. We've been trying to do this for 3 years. We should schedule a day.
Hello, Michelle. Hello, Erica. Hey,
oh my
guys.
God, Petrania is in the house.
Stop it right
I love
now,
you,
Petrania.
So
I love you so much. Came to see me for my birthday.
Hey, Manfer. Hello,
yes.
I slept most of the day, still a bit beaten up from the car
accident. I just
accident.
saw right before we went live on the interview today that you were in an accident. I'm so glad you're okay. And
yeah, we need an update on that.
Yeah, we need an update on that.
And how you are and how your car is.
Yes.
Marilyn said, "Focus, woman, focus." Do carry on.
I'm telling you, this closet, it's about to I'm gonna cancel the podcast if we don't clean out the closet.
Hey, Teresa, I can't pronounce the first part of where you are, but Manitoba, Canada. Are my ears really red?
No. Oh. But I just said I'm gonna cancel the podcast if we don't clean out the closet. She's like, I don't care. I'll cancel the podcast. This isn't fun shit for me anyway.
I love it. Hey, Terry. Hey, Sam. You guys, today we've got a great topic. I think it's a great topic. We're going to be talking about finding the perfect cat sitter.
Yes.
But we've got more to talk about because
we just came back from a trip where we had a cat
Cindy
sitter.
Gill is here. Right? Cindy Gill, you won the cat tree today.
You won the cat tree today in our interview, our Arma cat tree. We're so excited. I'm going to email you tomorrow, but we were so excited when your name was drawn. You won.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Really cool interview with
Arma
Cat today.
Yes.
Ling Yang. She is, so Arma Cat is like a 20-some-year-old woman-owned business. And they make amazing things for our cats. We have a whole wall of it downstairs now. It was a great interview.
Is that my makeup or is my whole forehead popping out now?
Jay's we think it's an allergic reaction to something in San Diego. We just returned from San Diego last night.
Yes.
Teresa, thank you.
It's okay. Okay, let's do a podcast.
She's got bumps on her head right here, and the side of her face is swollen.
It's weird.
And her lymph nodes are all swollen down here. We're not sure what it is.
It's weird.
We're not sure what it is.
Let the body heal itself, right? Let's go.
Friday.
Let's go.
Hi. Oh my goodness, Friday and Madison.
Welcome to episode number 0092 of Back in the Closet with the Two Crazy Cat Ladies. Both of our girls, Madison and Friday, just came into the closet with us. Guys, we just came back from an interview. We did just have an interview. We just came back from a vacation, if you will. It's the first time off.
The first time away from home, away from our babies.
Since the end of 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, which is why we picked this topic for today, finding the perfect cat sitter. Because I don't know about y'all, but if I'm going to go on vacation or I need to leave, if I have to go on a business trip, whatever it is, I need to know my babies are taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I'm a hot mess express the entire time. So that is why.
Yes.
I
just found out from Lindsay. Yay. Oh, yay. I'm so glad. Yeah. I'm so glad.
Jay, darling, you look beautiful and the closet looks lovely. The closet does not look lovely up close.
Yeah, I mean,
we've got a lot of work to do in here. We know we've got a lot of work to do in here, but
or maybe you're on drugs. Either way, and yeah, you can't see all the stuff and things right here, but it's bad.
Michelle said, "Oh no, you got nurse now." Yes, sounds like an immune reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So her whole side of the face, she's got a headache on one side of her head.
That went away.
Did it?
Mm-hmm.
When?
Sometime after the interview and before or during the Zoom with the VIPs.
That's good.
I think it went away. Knock on wood. Now that I said that, it'll probably come back.
Weird.
I don't know. We don't know what it is, but
hey, Robin.
You know what? You give the body what it needs, and the body heals itself. And I'm trying to do that so that the body will just heal and see what happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm giving the body some vodka so that it will heal correctly.
That's right.
So welcome everyone. Thank you guys for joining us. This is gonna be all about our trip, basically, right?
Like, and how we could do this trip because we found the perfect cat sitter.
Cat sitters. We in fact had 3 this year.
We did. Now we know that this is not a normal circumstance, and that many of you are in a situation where you're going out of town. Ideally, you've got like a neighbor or a friend that's able to pop in and check on your babies. And that is ideally, I think the number one thing that would be wonderful as far as finding the perfect cat sitter is already knowing somebody that you love and trust and that knows and loves your babies.
Yes, of course. Like that's number one. So, make friends, even if it be acquaintances, somebody that loves pets. Most of us cat lovers we just kind of attract other cat lovers anyway, or pet lovers in general. And so, it's nice to have, for instance, prior to like 2 pet sitters ago or something. We had our bestie that lived with us for like a year. And so she knew our cats very well. She loved our cats. She didn't have any pets herself. She knew the routine. She knew all the stuff and things, and they knew her very well. So she used to be the one. She would come and stay at the house, and she would hang out with the babies, and she would feed them when they needed to be fed. And then she'd go to work and do her thing and come home, but she'd stay here with them. And that was always reassuring because we knew that she knew them and they knew her and everything was fine.
It was comfortable for them. Yeah. And it was awesome because they could stay over. Now, here's the thing. There are some pet sitting services that actually offer overnight sitters. And I think what it boils down to is when you're looking for the right sitter, ideally you have somebody that you know and trust. We are so blessed. We had our very good friends, Sarah and Jerry. They both stayed here and they took care of the babies. Jay had a 5-page PDF on all the foods and supplements and everything that each one got printed out individually, which is a good point, you guys. It's always best to write down everything for your pet sitters.
Yes.
So, and even put a schedule by it. So they don't have to wonder, when was I supposed to do this? Or do they need this now or whatever? Right. So
they appreciate that. They actually, especially if it's a professional pet sitter, they appreciate the fact that you go through the, versus being like, wait, you didn't do that. Well, I mean, like, I think you mentioned it, but like if it's written down and you're going for, especially an extended period of time, if you write it down, this is this cat, little picture, this is Pooh Bear, this is what he needs, make sure you put this in his meal every meal, and like those little things so that they have the guidance, right? And they appreciate that. But yeah, I
think it's a good practice because we never know if like an emergency pops up and we gotta go and be with family or whatever it may be. I think it's a good idea for cat parents to write out the routine of their cats. So that, and include your vet's numbers on there, any emergency contacts. I mean, the 5-page PDF that our pet sitters got, God bless you, Sarah and Jerry, included 2 of our vets and Pam Roussel with Perfectly Holistic, just in case. Lindsay, our brain, who was also here shipping orders.
She was the 3rd pet sitter every day because she was here. Yep. She was actually FaceTiming with us so we could actually see the babies most every day. Was it every day?
I don't think we missed a day.
I don't think we missed a day. So we got to like see the babies, say hi, talk to them, and she played with them every day when she came over before, in between work. She plays with them every day that she comes into work anyway. So it was great that they were able to have a little familiar routine. Yeah. So that's a big help. But I do think it's a great idea to proactively prepare for when you're going on vacation or if you may need to leave, to really write out everything. Like, what is it about your cat's routine that you would want to make sure that a good pet sitter would observe while you're gone to help keep some normalcy. And if you're in one of those positions where you don't, like, you've moved away or everybody else has moved away, or you don't have friends or family that are close by that you can rely on, then you really want to go through the interview process. The interview process is and start like in advance. If you know you're taking a trip, then start, a few months in advance even. Maybe have the people over more than once, like you want to go through an extensive background check. If we're doing, a company, we want to read all the reviews. We want to check and see, who's what. Madison.
We know that there for a minute when we didn't have someone that was available to watch our babies, we actually hired a company, and we were able to meet with the owner, and they came over and they met with the babies, and they sent us pictures. They came twice a day, so they didn't stay over. They came twice a day.
And stay for an hour each time.
Right. And they fed them and they played with them and they sent us pictures of each one. So we knew everyone was alive and well, which we needed to know because we're helicopter moms.
Yes.
So, but that interview process is so valuable. I feel like that's something that, a lot of people think, well, I found a pet sitter and they're going to come get the keys at whatever time. Try to meet with them first, get to know them a little bit, see how your babies are around them, your cats.
Yes.
Babies,
the fur babies.
That's right.
Not the skin babies. But yeah, I mean, actually think of it as if you were leaving and you were leaving your children behind, right? Like, would you just be like, oh, is there a babysitting company?
Sure,
is there somebody here? Can you come over and check on my kid? Like you want somebody that's going to, it's going to carefully care for your fur babies while you're gone.
Which all of this we needed to know for a fact because last Tuesday we left for our first vacation.
Yes. And just got back last night.
2 years.
Yeah. In 2 years. And I don't know if we can call it necessarily a vacation. Here's the thing. It's funny because I didn't realize that I had any kind of expectation for this trip. I know we talked about it on the podcast before we left. But I didn't necessarily have an expectation. I just wanted to be able to kind of clock out, if that's a thing. Like, I just wanted to be able to, we were talking about the ocean and how it's so cathartic and spiritual and all of those things. And there weren't really those moments on this trip, and there weren't really the clock out moments either. We said, and you guys heard us, I think here on the podcast, we said, we have decided that, we're going to check in at a certain point in the morning, and then we're going to, come back and check in the evening, and we're only going to bring one phone with us, and that's going to be like on vibrate. And the only reason we're going to have it is for emergencies or pictures. And that didn't happen. None of that happened.
No,
we were,
here's the thing. The last time that we went, I was working my day job, and this was 2 years ago, before the business really was, before we had a team and before we were really starting to grow. And that was possible then. We thought we were going to kind of do what we did was we both worked for about an hour in the morning over coffee. And then we would come home before dinner, like around 4 or 5 o'clock, and we would work for an hour and kind of just get caught up on the day. Well, this turned into clocking in the morning. We did sleep in, which was very nice.
Yeah.
But
I slept until like 7:30.
Right. But it turned into closer to 4 hours of
work
working
in the morning.
Yeah.
And then shower and then go out. And then as soon as we would either go do something, like one day we went, we took out the motor scooters, which were that was so much fun. And it was about 2 hours. We went and grabbed a lunch. It was at a local spot in San Diego, which we were really excited about. Instead of just doing the tourist thing, we were doing like a local thing too.
Tourist path.
Yes. Tourist. And it was very good food and a fun experience. But we did that. And then we were like, we could do this for the next several hours. But one, like you put money on it in advance, and then on the scooter in advance. And then it gives you a certain amount of time. And so our scooters just stopped all of a sudden. And
we were locked up.
I was like, mine stopped. And she was like, oh, mine did too. So we were just like carrying it to the parking spot. We could have put more money on it. We could have kept going, but there was business to be done. So we were like, well, let's get to the next spot so we can sit down somewhere. And every time we sat down somewhere, it was, okay, let's check text messages. Okay, let's check and see what emails we have. Is there anything super important, or is there something that I can put off till tomorrow morning? Are there callbacks to make? What are we going to,
So with the realization that we had, and it's really just the biggest blessing, is number one, to bring it back to the topic. Number one, I think the whole reason that we were able to even stay as involved and productive as we were was because we knew our babies were being so well cared for.
And our
Number
business
two,
was,
yes,
and
we had our team working overtime. Trish and Lindsay were both just working overtime, helping with so much of the customer service. Lindsay was over here packing orders on top of doing so many of the social posts. So blessings, blessings, blessings. And then we realized that as business owners, there really isn't, it's not about clocking out. It's about finding balance.
correct.
So it's not that we will
We came to that realization on Friday, and I was like, you know what? I like that. She said, what words did you say? You said, I think we just need to accept or step into the fact.
We need to lean into it.
Acceptance,
lean right? Into, like it is what it is.
Yeah.
And it is a beautiful, what about what we do, what we get to do,
right,
is a really like work, stress,
exactly,
all that.
Exactly.
Right?
And that's where like my disconnect came, because it was like I had this expectation that I didn't know I really had, but I apparently had this expectation. But when we sat down, the first thing we wanted to do was pull up and see what we needed, what was going on in the company, and who needed help and whose cat needed help, and how is this an emergency, or can I answer that tomorrow morning? Right. And like every time we did it by, I think, habit almost. What?
We got a little baby behind us.
Is there somebody under here?
Who's this? Who's this?
Who's that?
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
It's amazing though. I mean, I think voicemails were the one like variable that we didn't really factor in, just because voicemails are when someone leaves a voicemail, it is you don't know how long the conversation is going to take.
Right.
With every single thing that we have to do, there's a person there, and but there's a cat as well that is, I don't know, there's nothing about what we do that should be stressful or feel like work. And that was the real revelation, is that everything about everything in our lives now.
Yeah.
For many of you guys know that we really just took the leap of faith in June. July was our first month, both working together full time with this, and realizing that this is our full-time life. It's not just not a job. Mm-hmm. It's not it's more like a mission, it's like a
100% a mission. And
right.
And it's not something that you clock in and clock out of. And really just accepting that and diving, hi, my love, accepting that and diving into that. Come on, baby girl. What do you have? You have a little whisker on your eyeball. Yes. Sorry. But it's accepting the things that you cannot change. Right. And
really being able to change perspective.
Yeah. And I don't think that we wanted to change. I don't think that we want to change anything. It was just accepting it. I think it's not like I was, oh, baby girl. It's not like I was anxious at all, like about it, or angsty or in a bad mood. I mean, there was a couple
mornings where you were like, oh, it's piling up. You know what I mean? Whether just notifications, emails, 8 voicemails or whatever it was. And it was like, we've got to get to this. And it wasn't,
I'm so glad we didn't actually plan anything, because the question beforehand was, what do you guys have planned for your, and we were like, we don't have anything planned. We're just going to kind of, play it by ear and see what happens. And what are you doing?
Oh, that's a good point. Well, I see that there's a creeper on the thing, so I'm going to get him afterwards because I can't block him from this platform. Thomas, bye. But Madison also pointed out, when it comes to pet sitters, and then back to the point, because the comment's going away and I don't want to miss it, it's really important to have pet sitters come over a couple times, especially if you've got cats that are scared of strangers. You do not want it to be like, oh, the second time this person walks in the door, or the first person.
Yeah. For instance, Jack and Madison were found by our pet sitters. They lived the first few weeks of their life, or since she found him. I think she found him at probably like 2 or 3 weeks old, and they lived with them for a couple weeks. But prior to us adopting them and bringing them into by adopting, I mean, they were only going to find homes for them in a place that they knew that they would be safe and that they would be together.
Yeah, they were definitely a bonded.
And they were a bonded pair. So Jack and Madison knew Sarah and Jerry before they knew us. Now, granted, that was a year and a half ago. But Jack is like the COVID baby. He hasn't
very scared of strangers.
Over my birthday weekend, which was last weekend, we had quite a few people, family, friends, stuff like that coming into town, coming over. And so he was starting to get a little bit used to that. But as soon as we left, Jack hid for the first day.
Yeah.
He hid right here.
He loves
right
to hide
here
in the closet.
And he was scared because we had not had them over, because we just haven't had a lot of people over.
We only had
for
them
the past
over
year and a half.
time before. Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't had them over a lot, and having them at having your pet sitter.
Really good point, Madison. I love that.
Really get to
give your cats a chance. Not just that interview process, I think, is as much for your cats as it is for you to see how they respond, how they feel around somebody, especially a new person. I think many times when we've got a neighbor or a friend that's willing to come over, it's someone that our cats are already familiar with, and it's not that scary for them. But new people can be a big change for our cats. So to give them as many opportunities as possible to get to know who's going to be caring for them, so that they can kind of feel like, okay, yeah, the routine is continuing. It's a different person doing it, but but
they love me too, and I still get to play with them, and I still get attention. And what happened to the arm of your?
She knocked it off a minute ago, so I decided I'd leave it there so she could come and visit if she wanted to.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
It's not.
Okay.
But
so
back to the vacation though. I think that it was such a gift to us, not just to recognize the incredible amount of blessings in our lives, whether it's Sarah and Jerry taking care of our cats, all 6 of them while we are away, Trish and Lindsay really doing some heavy lifting for us while with the business to make sure that there were no balls dropped. It was a beautiful thing. I mean, especially the shipping. I mean, that's the big one, right? Knowing that, it's like we were talking about our orders, our customers, it's the front line of the business part of what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that those were being packed with love. I mean, and she put some of that in the story. I love it. What a gift that is. And the blessing of recognizing just that what we get to do, while it's different than it was in 2019, where we're like, okay, clock in and then clock out and go just be oblivious to anything, turn our phones off for the entire day. This is a very different dynamic now. It isn't about clocking out.
And isn't it funny how it really, it takes like the 4 of us to the 4 of us to keep it
to keep it running,
to keep it going. And that is exciting. That's exciting.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it is exciting.
We have 2 of the most beautiful, brilliant women on our team. And it is something that is incredibly obvious.
There's not words enough. I feel like, I don't know. They need more than words. They need we should take them out for dinner or something. Dinner's better than words.
Dinner's way better than words.
No, but what was your favorite part of vacation?
Garth Brooks, The River.
Oh. Okay, you have to explain that.
Okay, so was that the first night? No, it was the second night.
I think it was the first.
It was
the second night, because the first night we got there really late.
Right, but we went to Bareback Grill and we came back. Dinner. It was the first night.
It was the first night.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the very first night that we're there, we are really just soaking in the fact that we're not with our babies. We're sitting. We had a little balcony and we had a partial view of the ocean. It was already dark, but we could still hear the ocean. It was amazing. And we're talking about just how blessed we are by our business. Basically, we were also talking about the Forever Dog. Dr. Karen Becker, Rodney Habib have just released the Forever Dog, and thinking about how beautiful it is, the dedication that went into that, and just how, and especially with cat businesses or people that are really focused on helping our companion animals, not just cats, but really put a focus on it in a way that is holistic and really nurturing and all that good stuff. It is an incredible thing. The people in those businesses, it's an amazing thing, and how much we've learned over the years from Dr. Becker, from Dr. Judy Morgan, from Dr. Lori Koger, from Dr. Margot Roman, from so many people. Dr. Marcy Koski.
Yeah.
So many people, things that we've learned just to help our own babies that we get to share with you guys, from Pam Russell, and how incredible it is. And Jay said, and I said, isn't it amazing too, like this beautiful community that we get to be a part of now? And Jay said, we're just the vessel.
So then we turned on.
Then we had to turn on Garth Brooks, The River.
The River, where it starts. You know, a dream is like a vessel. No, a dream is like a river, ever changing as it flows. And the dreamer's just a vessel that must follow where it goes. And I was
trying to learn from what's behind it, never knowing what's in store.
It makes each day a constant battle just to stay between us. And I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Yeah. So yeah. So we got into it. We were like listening to that over and over, and we were like, "That's so true. That's so true." I don't know if you guys know country music.
I don't know if that meant anything to you guys.
We grew up in Tennessee, so. I know you hate to say you grew up in Tennessee, but you were 15 when you moved there.
I grew up in Michigan and moved to Tennessee when I was 15. But bottom line is, I guess that was the biggest revelation, is that this isn't just a business. We didn't clock out of our company.
Yeah.
Our life now is just being a vessel. We get to be a part of this incredible community and share what we learn and all. Marilyn said, "Oh my God, she's singing again. She's so good." And it's just an incredible feeling. I don't know if that you guys are probably like, wow, they are. Nope, we're not drunk. It was a special moment.
It was. I mean, we were drunk, I think, at that point.
Oh, that night?
Yeah, because we got there and it was like 8:00 at night before we got out to dinner.
Jay was like, I will have a double, please.
I would like a double, please. I haven't had a beverage all day, please.
But we did have a very full dinner. And we went back to the room, not too late, not drunk, not too drunk, maybe a little buzzed.
The last night that we were there is the only night that we don't remember.
Dr. Lori Koger, yeah. Dr. Lori Koger is here. I was just talking about you.
We were
not
just
sure what I jumped into, but hi, ladies. You got to back it up a little bit. But we were just talking about you.
Yes.
Dr. Judy Morgan. Yes. I think I saw Gwen here too.
Is she?
I don't know if that was Gwen, but yes. It's just an amazing thing. That was a revelation. That was my most favorite moment. What was yours?
You know, now that you say that, I think that actually was.
Scootering's a close second.
Scootering was a lot of fun. I mean, just watching you on the scooter, I was a little bit more nervous.
You like adventure.
I know, but you just like took off and you're like, yeah, I own this. And I was like, I've got this, right? I've got this. Oh, big bump. Like I was a little bit more nervous than you were, but it was so much fun to watch you.
But I grew up running skateboards. You didn't run skateboards.
No, I fell every time. I mean, I did. I got a skateboard and I got on my butt
when I met you.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's after we met. Wow, it's been a long time. But yeah, I would ride skateboards on my butt down a hill.
Yeah, it's different then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's different.
Okay, so it wasn't scootering? What was your
scootering? Was a lot of fun. Well, I mean, I think if you couple the first night with the last night, actually, the first night being us realizing, or us just being able to sit down and talk about like how blessed we are that we can even do this, that we're sitting out listening to the waves, the Pacific Ocean in a beautiful spot, that we have this like almost whole week ahead of us, that you know, we feel safe, that our babies are in good hands, and I think they're going to be absolutely fine. And the, you know, shipping and the business, like all of that's in good hands, and talk about our dream, which we don't even know what that, you know, and I think it says that in just in the first line, right? It's ever changing as it flows.
It's like a river.
And we just must follow where it goes, right? It's like, we don't have a destination necessarily. It's all about the journey, but the journey is to help spread the good news about helping our cats live longer, healthier, happier lives, right? Like that's our dream. And it's changed so many times already in what we thought it was going to look like from the beginning to what it is now, even.
Yeah.
100% different. 100% different. And then feeling like, oh, but are we going to clock out of this for the next couple days to the last night, where it was like, let's lean into the fact that we're not going to clock out.
No.
And that's fine. And so you put those 2 nights together, and I think that's the revelation of it. And then on the way home, because we brought the Forever Dog book, I saw somebody in here was commenting on the Forever Dog book. We brought the Forever Dog book because we thought we might have some like relaxing moments on the beach to sit back and read together, and we didn't have that. So even after buying the book, we bought the Audible because we had a 5-hour ride home, 6 hour, 6. No, it didn't take us 7 hours to get home.
We got home at
It took us 7 hours to
8:00.
get there. It took us 6 hours to get home. Anyway, we had like 6 hours on the way home to listen to the Audible. So we were able to listen to not even a portion of it. We still have a lot to go. She was a slow reader, I think, though.
Well, she let it sink in.
Yeah.
She let it sink
Yeah,
in.
that's true. And we had to pause several times. Like, did you hear that?
Right.
That was, oh my God, that's so awesome.
Discuss.
We have to do a cat tip on this.
Yes.
Like, yeah. So it was, so the ride home was also fun.
It was.
Yeah. And knowing that we're coming home to our babies, and yeah.
There's something so exciting about coming home from, I know
something
that
amazing about leaving, but something even more amazing about coming home. I don't know what it is.
Feels so good.
Yeah. Yeah. So guys, find yourself a good pet sitter.
Finding a cat sitter is the same as trying to find one for children these days. Very exhaustive for safety reasons. I do have to say that that's why I feel like there are lots of things that we can do proactively when we know whether we've got to leave for an emergency or whether we are like, okay, we're going to bite the bullet. We're going to go on a vacation, right? Cats don't travel well usually for adventures. So we want to find
but you can train
really
them
good,
too.
Right, but there's no way that we would train all 6 of our cats to
No,
be like,
not
let's
us.
pack it up, kids. Here we go
Not
out
us.
to the beach. Enjoy the hotel room. So being proactive, putting together a list of your cat's daily routine, what they eat, how much of this, what you switch out, playtimes, when you scoop the litter, all those things
doing the interviews. If you don't have somebody that you know, love, and trust that you can call on a whim, or that you can call and schedule in advance, going through the interviews, so that you know that your cats are going to be taken care of to the best of. I mean, I do have to say, prior to leaving, I was getting a little bit like, okay, so I should tell them that if they end up washing any of the cat's belongings, they need to use this specific detergent. And then I was like, okay, chill out,
make
Jay.
Sure you only use reverse osmosis.
We're only going to be gone for 4 nights, right? Not a long time. If they don't use that specific detergent, then our cats aren't going to die.
There's a good chance they'll still be alive.
There's a very good chance they'll still be alive when we get home. So, you know, like,
but you know, when you're getting ready to leave, there's like 3 million other things that you think of, like, ooh, I need to mention, ooh, and I should bet, and this is where this is, and that's where this is, and if they need this, then this is here. Just that's why it helps to just be more proactive about it. Put together. Jay has a PDF, but put a document together that writes down your cat's daily routine, when you change a litter, when they feed them, how often you wash their fountain, how obviously give them fresh water every day, but where everything goes, like all of that stuff, so that it's there, it's ready, it's thoughtful, it's easy to relay, and then do your best to be proactive about finding a good pet sitter before you have to leave. Ideally, again, it's going to be someone your cats already know and love, and that you already love and trust. But sometimes it's going to take going through a couple different services, pet sitting services. Who's getting into the cabinet?
Friday is wrapping herself in your bathroom mat right now. She's like wrapping herself in it.
Crazy. Bex is here. My neighbor and I both have cats, and we trade cat sitting duties depending on who is out of town. It's great.
We do that with our neighbors too. They have a cat and birds, and so and they actually did back in the day. They were our cat sitters.
Yeah. It's just a lot for our cats. So we know
we have
that
a lot of rules for our
well,
cats.
there's
So
a lot for our
when-
cats, and they have a very busy schedule, so they're
Yeah.
so it's not it's more difficult when Sarah and Jerry can come, even though they're both working. Their schedules are a little more flexible. Usually, one of them is always here, and they're able to
I'm telling
really
you,
kind of keep that routine.
our cats were more. We're
people.
those people. Our cats were more spoiled when we were on vacation, I think, than they are when we're home. Like I was like, Lindsay's like, they're not, I think they were only alone for like 45 minutes today, maybe 30. And I'm like, it's fine. Like we've left and gone like out of the house to my parents' house or something
like
for
3
a
or
whole
4
day.
hours.
And they're fine. It's going to be fine. It's, you know,
I love this. Hope said, Hope, you should put where you're at so people can contact you. She said, I have detailed notes. I tell clients, don't be afraid to write anything and everything you want me to know. The more details makes it easier for me to keep up with your fur baby's routines.
Yes, that's what I was saying. Like
Thank you,
for
Hope.
like good pet sitters, they really
wanna
enjoy your PDS, right? Like they are happy when they have the direction. And if you can just write it out, spell it out for them, then they know what they're not going to miss anything.
And I think it helps with the connection too with our pets, because I feel like
Yeah.
the more they know about how they spend their day,
Yeah.
the more they're able to just be in like, oh, it's nap time now.
Yeah.
Oh, get ready. We got playtime in 30
I used
minutes.
to have notes. Now Sarah knows them pretty well, but I used to have notes at the end. Like Zora likes to play fetch with the bouncy tail ball. It's blah, blah, blah. You can play fetch for hours.
He really
with
likes
them, blah,
the blue
blah, blah.
one.
Like so-and-so likes this and this, and so-and-so likes to sleep, but try to get him up and moving around, blah, blah, blah. You know, like it was a lot of explanation. But those were for people that did not know our cats already and didn't kind of get it. Now, now we're lucky. Now we're blessed.
We're blessed. So blessed. I guess that's the biggest revelation is just what an amazing vacation. And we kept thinking it's not like a normal vacation. It was definitely
being somewhere else
and still being plugged in.
Yeah.
But what a gift that we could still be plugged in and that we knew
that we could be somewhere else.
Yes. And that we knew that our babies were being loved and cared for. And that's the biggest thing. I mean, for me, definitely. And I think for you, Jay is definitely the adventurer. She loves the idea of traveling and all that. I don't understand why anyone would want to use someone else's bathroom for any period of time. And that toilet that we had, while the room was wonderful, it was a little narrow. It was kind of hard to sit on.
Oh, the shower was my biggest thing.
Never really got comfortable. You know what I mean?
The toilet didn't bother me.
You know what I mean?
It was the shower. Like there was not water pressure. It was like you have to stand under it and be like, okay.
It was like someone spitting warm water at you. It was like, let me try to rinse this part of my hair. Exactly. Hope said, I live in Maine. My business is Hope's Happy Paws LLC. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram.
There you go.
Hope,
for those
thanks
of you
for
guys
hopping
in Maine.
on.
Thank you so much.
I love finding good people, especially pet sitters are very geographical. Right?
Yes, and so important, and so I think undervalued. I think
very much undervalued.
Like, because a good pet sitter is
a good pet sitter understands that our Pooh Bear needed special people, and Carol Lee just asked, "Did Pooh Bear survive with you being
yes?"
Gone? And
he got more attention than he ever gets from somebody outside of us.
Yeah,
you know,
because I think everyone knows that Pooh Bear's a little standoffish. He'll let you know when he doesn't want it. But Sarah and Jerry are so like intuitive; they really read the baby's energies, and so Jerry was actually able to spend Jerry's first word as a kid growing up was kitty. So he is like already the cat whisperer, and Sarah is just like the most intuitive, loving human ever. So Jerry was actually able to pet Pooh Bear, and Sarah was able to give him brush-ins in the morning. Yes. And I just feel like it was so beautiful. And they would and Lindsay would put him on the story. He never left his safe spot. They were always, camped out. When Lubo came over to help put up the cat wall, Pooh Bear was like, oh, I cannot have anything to do with this. We were in his space in that room, and he came up and he hid in the closet for the entire day. He's like, I'm done. Not once did he do that while they were here. So he really was able to stay comfortable.
Yeah.
So it was a beautiful thing.
It's great. So find a good pet sitter. That's going to wrap up this episode of 0092 of Back in the Closet with Back in the Closet with the Two Crazy Cat Ladies. We love you guys so much.
We love you so much.
We hope you guys are having an
amazing.
We hope you guys are having an amazing day, whatever day that is. And let us know in the comments below and subscribe. We love you guys. Bye.
Thanks for hanging out, y'all.
I shut that off first.
She was like, shut off the podcast.
Well, we're going to be live here on Facebook again at 6 p.m. Pacific time for Cat Tip Review. And I see so many awesome comments and new names coming through. And so I wanted to shut off the podcast so that we can
look at this a little bit. Hold on. A little bit. I want to go back a little ways. Mary's here. Hey, Mary, how did you miss this? How can we really trust that pet sitter when they say what you want to hear, but they don't do any of it?
Yeah.
Reviews. Yeah, we did have to go through a couple, but I think that reviews, and I feel like the
cameras in the house too.
Oh, that's so creepy still to this day.
No, it's not. I mean, you set up cameras to watch your cats, right?
Yeah.
But you let your pet sitter know, I have cameras in the house and I'll be checking in with the kitties, quite a bit. So, I mean, it just gives them another source of accountability. They're not going to know that I didn't do A, B, and C. Well, if there's cameras in the house, I might. Or you can lie and say there's cameras in the house and there's not. I don't endorse lying.
So that's not
you could put cameras up that don't work.
I think it's tough though.
I mean, because
it's like, I'm so glad Hope left her stuff here because I feel her info here, because I feel like finding good pet sitters is, you've got to find them in your area, and it's not like in Las Vegas. You want to find somebody that's not going to be driving 15 minutes a day, because there's a good chance they're going to cut some corners at some point if they're spending an hour trying to get to your place, right? So you want to find someone that's close. You want to, I think Nextdoor, I'm just going to say this, I think Nextdoor, it can be a valuable resource for people that live in more urban areas.
That's an app.
That's an app. It's like Facebook for your neighborhood.
Yep.
Because I feel like that has a lot of information on there, and you get to know people, and they're in your neighborhood, so you can meet with them multiple times. So I think it is one of those things where the more proactive we can be about finding somebody, the better it'll be, and the more that you can pick up on any red flags that, maybe this isn't a good fit. Maybe it's not going to be a good experience. So
yeah, but if they're close by, then at least it's easier for them to stop in and prior to you leaving, and then it's also easier for them to get
Denise
to your
said cameras were a lifesaver during Hurricane Harvey. Oh my God, I can't even imagine going through something like that. I would definitely need cameras. Right. Yeah. Okay, y'all. Hope said it. I belong to a professional pet sitting organization, Pet Sitters International. If someone's looking for a pet sitter, feel free to message me, and I can try to connect you with a great sitter.
Oh, that's awesome.
I didn't know there was
Look, right here. This is why I love
international thing.
This is why I love the pet community, because you guys are so awesome. We're always learning more. We're finding resources left and right. If you guys need a pet sitter, go ahead and contact Hope, and she can hopefully put you in touch with somebody near you. That's amazing.
Oh, Adrian, I love that. I'm giving my friend images of the PDF for when I'm away. It's so true. The easier you make it, as easy as possible as you can make it for the cat to be cared for, the more likely it is that it's going to be a good experience, and that you've got someone ideally that you can partner with again.
Yeah, absolutely.
So true.
So guys, again, we'll be live here at 6 p.m. on Facebook, not YouTube, but Facebook at 6 p.m. Pacific time for Cat Tip Review. We love you guys so much. And
one more question. Teresa said, can I ask a question? How do you give your supplements to picky cats? So a couple tips that work. And most of our supplements are, even with picky cats, are not too difficult. If you've got a picky kitty, though, try a little bit of tuna water, or even meal toppers on the food, on the wet food.
Even if it's like Parmesan cheese, like something they love, like a treat or something that they love. That's the number one, right? And the easiest way.
What we would do is, for super picky kitties, give them a small, for breakfast. If you're trying to put the supplements in for like a breakfast meal,
wait till they're hungry
in the morning, give them a small amount, mix them in very well, cover them with their favorite topper, then they finish that, then you can give them the rest of their breakfast
without anything in it.
without anything in it.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, this was not so bad.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, because they're super hungry, so they're going to eat that little bit that they get, and then they're going to be like, well, wait a second, and then you give them the rest of it, and it's like, oh, okay, this is good, and it doesn't have any supplements in it. Yeah. Some cats are cats, right? Every cat is different. Some cats are super finicky. We have them. Other cats are not. We have them too. It really just depends on the kitty.
But sometimes you got to play with it a little bit. I know that some, it's like you put their supplements in there and they turn their nose up at it and you're like, we're not going to waste that food. So try to play with even just that portion that you're giving them to entice them.
Yes.
In some way. I got to give a shout out to Green Juju's bison freeze-dried treats.
Oh,
it's kitty crack for our babies. So if you've got something that's a tough sell, get those freeze-dried treats and just crumble those little nuggets on top.
Yeah. Stella and Chewy works too. Yeah. Just whatever it is that your cat likes. Even if it's not like per se the healthiest, like Parmesan cheese isn't something that we would say feed your cat Parmesan cheese. But if we were just topping it, oh my God, you should see Friday right now. If we're just topping it, she fell asleep with her leg on the cabinet.
She's such an angel.
Then it's fine because the important part is getting the supplements that they need
and the supplements.
Correct.
All right. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Thank you guys so much. We love you. Happy Sunday.
Hopefully we'll see you on Facebook in a wee bit.